The Kiss Me Chronicles is a collection of 4 touching stories that explores the many stages of love, from the excitement of falling in love to the challenge of staying on course during the tough times. It was written by Debbie Zello, who joins me now in Connecticut Style. Welcome to the show. It's great to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me.
So tell us a little bit about your background. It's pretty interesting stuff. You've traveled all across this country.
I have. I actually lived in Southern California for a year. I was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and I've been in every state except for Hawaii.
Well, you're going to have to get there soon, right?
I know, really. It's my next trip.
That's great. Now, Debbie, you're also a cancer survivor.
I am. I'm 4 years out from breast cancer.
Oh, good. That's great news. And what made you write the book?
Partially, it started with the cancer diagnosis. A friend of mine, when I was going through that, gave me a journal and said, write down your pain, your questions, whatever. And that actually did start me thinking about a lot of things. And after that, as I've said, I'm a voracious reader. And after reading 19 books in a little over a month,
wow,
I decided I should start writing because it's cheaper than buying the books.
I suppose so. So break down the 4 different stories for us.
The first story is about a breast cancer survivor who meets a man who lost his wife to breast cancer. Okay. And they meet on a dating site and fall in love, and you know, their story continues through their marriage. And all of my stories have happy endings.
I love that. That's great, right?
Life is too unhappy to begin with, so you need a happy ending. The second story is about a lunch lady who falls in love with a principal. Okay. And I am a lunch lady.
Oh, no kidding.
So that story is you know, was a lot of fun to write.
So there are some similarities.
There are. It's not, nothing is autobiographical by any stretch. Okay. But just, you know, you write about things that you're familiar with, especially with your first book. Sure. The third book takes place in Vermont, and it is a girl from Connecticut who inherits a house, an enormous house in Vermont. And the stipulation is she has to live there for 5 years before she actually can get ownership.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And she falls in love with a Vermont dairy farmer. Now, I am neither of those, but Vermont is where my husband's family is from, so I'm very familiar with that area too.
Got it.
Then the fourth story is about a history teacher who has a minor car accident. That puts her into a coma, and she's transported back through time to a few months before the Battle of Gettysburg begins. Wow. Now, she knows what's going to happen there. She's a Civil War reenactor, and she's trying to convince people, we have to get going here.
Yeah. That's pretty interesting stuff. Now, I think it'll be fun for our viewers because a lot of the setting is in Connecticut.
It is. We have local restaurants and tourist spots, Peabody Museum, Pepe's Pizza. No kidding. The Prospect Dairy Bar. A lot of local restaurants and flavors.
A lot of landmarks we would probably recognize. Yep. Would you say there's a standout story for you? Do you like one over the other, or they're all your babies, I suppose?
Yeah, really, they all are. I suppose I'm drawn to the last one because I am a lover of history myself. Okay. So because of that, that one kind of is special.
Debbie, you have some upcoming book signings we could come find you?
I am working with Costco right now to do one at Costco's in Waterbury. Barnes & Noble in North Haven is interested, so hopefully we'll be able to nail down some dates.
That's exciting. Are you going to continue writing?
Absolutely. The second book is with the publisher now.
Oh, we'll have to have you back then.
Yeah, that one is Love's Labyrinthine.
Great.
And that's 5 stories.
All right. Well, let's put the information up on the screen. The name of the book, again, is Kiss Me Chronicles by Debbie Zello. And where can we find it?
Amazon, Barnes & Noble.
Very nice. Thanks for sharing the stories with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Stay with us. Generators on Demand has a pretty big announcement when Style returns. We'll be right back.